Hi. We're sitting here on this futon, possibly for the last time. If you wondered, why your grandfather or grandmother, they just keep the same furniture year after year, well, it's because they can't move them anymore. And so he's going to have to, he's become desperate, and he's going to try to get this futon. He's trying to get rid of it. He tried to give it away. He's done all kinds of things to try to remove it from his premises, but they've all failed. But now he thinks that he has got a surefire way to get rid of it. So
I'm gonna burn it right in the living room.
Burn it in the living room? No, he can't. He's not allowed to do that. But anyway, I thought that we would have a farewell to our futon. My companion here, he discovered me and has made me into a YouTube star. He promised me I'd become famous, but I haven't gotten famous yet. Why do you think I made all these videos with you? A lot of times at his urging, he's never given up on becoming famous as...
I never promised you a rose garden. Remember that? I never promised to make you a star. I promised not to hit you on camera is what I did.
And so, a bad problem developed. There's one reason he's getting rid of his futon. He is also getting rid of his bed because, I don't know how to put this delicately, but
What you already told me on your
well,
other
I know it,
video.
but it's the BB problem, and I think I may have been responsible for him.
You weren't responsible for that.
Because 6 months ago, I had BBs. I don't know how I got them or anything. I don't have anybody in my apartment, so they probably crawled there. The theory, and but anyway, I had my apartment heat treated by management, and which you can do, and but
Not anymore.
they advise people not to visit anybody if they suspect they have BBs. Well, here we've been together for 8 years. Well, I just couldn't give up his. Well, really, what I couldn't give up is coming down here, making videos, and so on. In my pursuit of a certain amount of fame, and I kept coming down here and fame.
Now wait a second. There are certain... Jesse James was famous, okay? So was Dillinger. I'm pretty sure that Manson was pretty famous too,
Well, so was Butch Cassidy, but was this fame,
No,
it
Paul
was rather
Newman was not
dubious.
Butch Cassidy.
Dubious fame, I think, but
Well, I think they call it infamous, right?
and he bought a camera, and I didn't really think of doing this, but he just sort of put the idea in my head that this is a way that I could try to become famous, because when you write, you act, you think of yourself as someone to give the public, you just come up with all kinds of ways to see if you can't get a little fame. And you just don't give up on it. And so he came along. Well, I'm very attached to him as a result. And so I was not able to take the advice of management.
Attached.
Stay away from you.
Attached? God, you sound
And
like,
now
you sound like some kind of a growth or something. Shit.
Well,
I
a
believe
lot
I
of
got the
people look
problem
on
here.
the desire to become famous as neurotic. It's a neurosis, because obviously everybody can't be famous. But, when you go to movies and you see other women, like he watches Judi Dench, is one of his favorites, and he's
Wait a
sitting here
minute.
watching all these English
That's
actors.
an old BBC show from
I
about
know, but you watch
25
it all
years
the
ago.
time. Judi Dench is my age, and I have to envy Judi Dench a little bit. She's world famous. She's in the last Bond movie.
I did not know that. What did she play? Grandma?
She plays the
Grandma.
boss of the world in it.
Grandma?
She was in the best exotic marigold
Yeah, I think we saw that one. That was pretty
and she
good.
wore the most fabulous clothes. I just envied her so much. I think I could. That's why I wear these clothes. I wear matching purses, and I'm just trying
Don't
to
forget
be.
to stick your feet up there so they can see,
Oh, my sandals, which are.
Mm.
But see, I was a little heavier than Judy, but Judi Dench, she's not real thin. Like, if you saw her in Marigold Hotel, she wore these long Indian clothes that I thought were just fabulous. I want to run out and find the store and get those. So that,
Well, as soon as they hit the thrift stores,
yeah,
you'll
the
be the
thrift
first
store,
one to get them,
if
right?
I can get, well, these are all thrift
yeah,
store,
okay,
every
thrift
one
store,
of these,
man.
they don't cost any more than maybe $3. Because that's all I can afford, that's all the money I have. I don't have enough money to go to, the big stores, so. But I think that there could be a thrift store star. There's a lot of people that have to shop in thrift stores now. And we could have our own stars. Well, I'm the thrift store. I dressed in the thrift stores. And I also provided him with a wonderful wardrobe.
Yes.
At least 35 shirts. How many hats? 15 hats at least.
No. 15 hats, 75 shirts,
Oh, huh?
and
No,
about
I
a dozen
don't
pair of
think
shorts
so.
and pants.
I don't.
I haven't bought
think
anything
so.
in years. I don't even know what
I know. I'm doing everything I can for our series, Doc and
Our series?
Jerry. Yes, our series. My dad, after 400 videos, would you call that a series? And then he even branched off into
Doc
his
and
own
Jerry?
series,
Doc and Jerry?
the Old Geezer channel, and he's.
What is this going to be, a
he's very
competition with Tom and
ambitious.
Jerry?
No. Doc and.
Oh.
But he's undergoing, I thought you'd want to see his crisis. He's having to get rid of his furniture, and we will no longer be sitting on these. We're going to be sitting on just plain chairs. We cannot, he was going to buy recliners, but that's out, absolutely out, because they will invade. I mean, that's the worst thing you can get, so no recliners for him. We're going to have to sit on straight chairs, which we will show you, and we won't be comfortable, but this is what is recommended when you have ever had BB. So, we're ready. I mean, I'm sitting on straight chairs now. I don't sit in any recliners, and so you'll get used to it. This futon has got to go. It has got to go. But it might break the backs of the people that are. But he's going to hire them to carry it out.
I don't think so.
And but what can you expect, when you've got a big complex, you've got people moving in and out, people even coming from homeless shelters to this place and visiting people. You're going to get, it's just normal. It's human. Don't you see that? And are you feeling all right? He was sitting here yesterday. They were supposed to come and they didn't come. So he's in terrible condition. He's practically gone catatonic. This is such a crisis.
Nobody loves me. Nobody seems to care.
They're shunning him. They're being told, they didn't visit him anyway. Now they've just been told not to visit him. I'm here against advice.
They put a sign on the bulletin board that says,
I think
stay
I'm
off
the one
the
that.
sixth floor. Don't get on the sixth floor. There's an anathema in one of those apartments, and we're not naming any names, but stay off the 6th floor.
Oh, but you know, since I feel guilty, I
Yeah,
feel
like I got leprosy.
I'm actually
Hey,
risking the going against the advice of management and still visiting him. As I've been reading the advice of management not to visit those that have babies. But I think I visited him when I had babies and gave maybe possibly they're mine.
Wait a minute.
They're mine, but I admit that I don't want to stay
Listen,
very long
I
because
would be-
I'm afraid you will give them back to me because I have the delusion that I don't have any.
Well, see, that's
This
what I
might
was
be
wondering.
wrong. I might, you know.
Mind if I give
after
them
this
back to you? Because I don't want to.
You start feeling like they're back. They're back. You know? I mean, you get a scratch.
I can't see
Oh
them.
my God. An itch. They're back. Oh!
You got so many paranoid people in this place.
Oh my
You know, the funny
God.
thing about it is most of them were paranoid before they even got in here.
Oh yeah, they were all
We got about-
ready.
We got about 70% SSI nutcases in here now. And when I moved in and when she moved in before me, it was around 25 maybe.
Well, I'm
So
certified.
work that math out,
I'm a
folks.
certified nutcase, for heaven's sake.
Well, that's beside the point.
In fact, I had one of the worst mental illness ever recorded because it was catatonia. Go silent, go silent. If in the mental hospital, if a person goes silent, that's called catatonia. And I had the worst case of it that they probably ever seen in there because I nearly died, you know. And how can it get any worse than that? Did you know that mental illness will kill you if it's catatonic? The catatonia that you get, catatonia. And for a chatty person like me, catatonia is like most extreme, most extreme manifestation.
Well, they
Imagine
came
me
out-
going silent.
Well,
Silent.
they made a song out of that
Refusing to
years
answer
ago. Don't you
anyone.
remember that? The song they made out of that?
Could you ever get me to have that kind of mental illness
They
again?
made a song out of that.
What is it?
Catatonia, catatonia. What makes your big head so hard? She
Can
probably
you-
doesn't even know that song.
I don't. Can you imagine a chatty person like me, completely silent? People talk to me and answer them.
Well, if
I mean,
anybody's
it's hard for me to believe
If
that.
anybody has seen some of these trashy things we've done over a period of years, on several occasions, and I'm not proud to say this, but it had to be done, folks. I went over to my drawing table and got some duct tape, took it out, you know, and just casually up there and slapped it on her face. And I thought she was going to have a mild heart attack. I said, how does that feel?
When a person's had severe catatonia, and they're just, so there's no way I'm going to get that sick again unless somebody silences me. And the reason why I hang out with
tried, it
him
didn't
because
work. It didn't
he
work.
actually
No.
lets me talk and talk and talk, and and that's why why I put up with his quirks and it's because
Quirks.
he has the
I
rare
have quirks.
ability to accept certified mentally ill people. And that's another reason why I thought that us making a series of videos would be illuminating to the public, because in late years, mentally ill people have gone amok and caused a lot of upset in this country.
I'm about to unmuck
And then
myself
everybody's
right
kind of
here.
wondering how do you restrain them? How do you cope with mentally ill people who become violent, who go to extremes? And I agree that it's a big problem.
Well, for one thing, we're living too long.
oh,
That's
is
true.
that
It
sure?
is. It
We
is.
try to lengthen people's lives,
For what reason?
but then, oh, for what reason? Well, yeah,
Well, the doctors and the insurance companies and the drug companies, they're all sitting back on billions of dollars. They don't want to pay any money in profits.
well, see, I've
And
resisted,
they bought the government, about 25, 30 years ago. They actually bought it. They've got more people on their payroll who are lobbyists than are actually working for the company. Okay, let's pass on that.
okay, so I'm thinking that a video that where we talk about our, issues that are bothering us or we're dealing with, and right now we're dealing with, the.
That's true. Now here's one other thing I want you to know something else. Anyone who knows where I live may have this futon. All you have to do is knock on my door
Are you
and say,
kidding?
I'm here for
Nobody
the
is
futon.
ever going to take this food. He's going to have to pay somebody to put it in the garbage. He is.
Well, I am.
He is.
Last
That's the
time-
only way you're going to get rid of it.
3 years ago, I told you
I tried to get
two
rid of it.
little old ladies about 65 or 70 years old, and we're here to get the futon. I said, what?
They couldn't even lift one side of it. This is a heavy old thing.
Oh, God, is it heavy.
Oh, it'll break your back, especially if you're
Gotta be
old.
300 pounds.
But anyway, I'm sure that you want to hear more and you're just loving it, but we do have places to go. And he's expecting the people any minute who will make your life better.
Even more miserable than it already is, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Bye.